Hey, hello, how are you? And welcome to Road Odyssey. Hey, hello, how are you? Hope y'all are doing great. Please subscribe down below. Thank you very much. And thank you to all of y'all who have subscribed and put up with my silliness. Speaking of silliness, I do have a new camera. It is not as shaky. I still have a few old videos out there that are very shaky. So I apologize for that. You know, I make no money doing this, so making investments for these videos is just an ongoing adventure. So anyway, this video has some basic generic stuff. Even though I'm titling this as C8, it's sort of generic. And those couple of items are tow hooks, safety items for your car, and car covers. And then for the C8 Corvette itself, the front windshield, when it drains water, that water can get down on top of the shock towers, and you really don't want that. Don't know why it exists, but it does. The other thing that I did was I thought, hey, you know what? Let's see just how warm it gets back in that rear trunk behind the engine. So it was 82 degrees one day. I shot it with the temperature gun and got like 93 degrees or something like that. So it does get warm in that rear trunk. So we'll be checking that out as well. And God, whatever else I might throw into this. So let's get going. Let's begin with C8 availability, meaning are there very many of them out there, and will you be waiting until the day you die in order to get one? Here's a quick clip from Brink of Speed talking to Robert at Corvette World.
But prices aren't going to go anywhere until, in my opinion, until the C8 is readily available for anyone to walk into a dealership like Classic Chevrolet, right, and just say, I want a C8, and they go, okay, we have 15 of them right here. Yep. You can pick your, exactly, pick and choose whichever one you want. That's when I believe the C7 will start dropping in price.
Yeah, at least. And they got to get caught up with orders. I mean, until we actually have anything available. I mean, yeah, that's part of the problem. We don't have anything available. Every single car that's being built right now is sold. That's right. Every single one of them. Every single one. I mean, depending how long this delay goes, I mean, I doubt they'll do this, but if this delay continues long, they may have to alter their plans. They may actually have to kick some of those remaining 21 orders into 22. Sure. Which will kick the can on all the future orders even further down the road. So, sure. I mean, at this rate, I'm almost to the point I'm going to say they may not get caught up to 2023. Yeah. I mean, what else is going to go wrong? I mean, let's hold your breath. Something else happens. At least these situations changing like the weather here in Texas.
I just went yesterday to pick up the plates for my 2020 Corvette, and this is what I saw inside of Corvette World. Not many cars at all, and just two C8s that to me were pretty overpriced. And then amazingly, the C7 Corvette, I couldn't believe 2017, 52K miles, 52K expensive. So just amazing. This just further illustrates how hard it is to get a good Corvette right now. There is a problem with a few Corvettes where the glove box can get stuck. Saw this video from Great White North Corvette, and in his video he explains how to deal with this, so look him up.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Great White North Corvette. Today's episode we're just going to be talking about the glove box, how it's not opening sometimes. It has its mind of its own. I've had this problem 2 times now where I can't open up the glove box. So if this happens to you, I'm going to show you how to use the manual release on the side, and you can do it without tools.
You might want to consider adding a oil catch can to your C8 Corvette. Horsepower Obsessed has a nice, actually 2 videos on this, so be sure to look him up and see what you think.
Into the engine bay and see if that oil catch can we installed recently is actually working in my hand. So now we'll just go ahead and twist it, open it up and take a look and see if there's any oil inside. So as you can see here, I'm holding the entire thing in my hand. So now we'll just go ahead and twist it. Fair amount. I'm going to dump this into a clear container so you guys can see exactly how much we caught. All right, so here we go. So there's what we caught. So not a whole lot, but yeah, it definitely has a very gassy smell to it. There's definitely some gas in there as well as oil. So yeah, I'd say it's necessary. What do you guys think? Anyway, the best part of this is this was about 400 to 600, somewhere between 400 600 miles worth of driving. So this isn't that much driving. So after, you know, your typical 3,000 to 5,000 mile oil change, you're looking at probably somewhere around right where my thumb's at, you're going to be dumping out of there. Definitely pretty cool, because if not in this catch can, all of this oil would be circulated back through the engine in those intake valves, and it would be baking on there as we speak. So yes.
One thing I think that is important to have in your car is a tow hook. Now, I did a Google search. You can find these things everywhere for a variety of prices. So you're going to pay probably a good $100 or so for one of these. And here's the locations again on the C8 Corvette on the front and the rear. Very easy to figure out, take care of. And here is what I ordered from Corvette Mods. Just thought I'd show you this, along with a brief description of the product. And next here is a video to show you why perhaps you might want to have a tow hook, or maybe even some tow straps, something to help get your car towed away properly. Next up is car covers. Here's my car cover for the C6 2005 Corvette. You can see it's obviously a little too small. It was advertised as a C6 Corvette car cover, but obviously that's not true. This is from Motor Trend. It was not over $100. I believe it was maybe 80 at the most. And it is a multi-layered. It's got a cloth on the inside or up underneath. Let me give you a shot of that real quick. It is very tight. So you can see this cloth, but it is well constructed. This thing is got a lot of stitch work on it. It is just a really great cover. I like it a lot. It's very durable. So this has been a very good car cover, regardless of being small. Also, you can see, you know, what the heck am I doing tying down a car cover? You know, a lot of these car covers come with a tie down system to some degree, whether they are something that you use on the wheels, or, you know, some of them have these little lock systems on them. I don't like that, and they don't always work very well. The tie downs at the wheels can tear off very easily, so you need to double check that if that's what you have. For me, I am very good with ropes. I grew up moving antiques, and having done firefighting, I can do knots quickly and I can undo them quickly. So for me, this is very easy to do, and it just gives me a peace of mind that when the car's out here in the elements, you can keep it protected. So the wind will not blow this off. If you do not have a tie down system on your car and it's outside, there's a real good chance that that car cover can be blown off easily. Here I am out at my garage, and you can see we have this old antique house, 1897 house, and out my garage, it is not extremely clean out here at all. This is a very old garage. You can see I've got all my lumber over here as well for working on the garage. It's another old window, screen doors, all kinds of stuff out here. So, because my environment is dirty, I do 2 layers on my C8 Corvette or whatever car I leave out here in the garage. Top layer is dirty layer. I don't care if it's dirty on the outside or the inside of it. It just prevents the under cover from being dirty when I roll it up, and then when I have to roll it back onto the car, I'm not getting a bunch of junk back on top of the paint of whatever car is out here. So this is a system that I use. Even though it's an enclosed area, it is still a dirty area. So, and this is something you might even elect to do if you store your car outside. So just an idea for you. I'd like to show you now some of the safety items that I keep in my cars. You really should have a fire extinguisher in your car. This is the Tundra and the First Alert, and they are ABC fire extinguishers. They are very good at putting out fires quickly, and they will not destroy your electronics. You just spray this stuff, and when the fire's out, you just wipe it off. So you can see here, here's the Tundra. Stops fires fast, and it does too. So grease, fabric and trash, electrical, so that's your ABCs. And it is, as it really says, easier and much more effective for real. So easy to use, easy to clean up. That's key. You are not going to mess up your car. So keeping this or a couple of them in your car is a great idea. I do not have a first aid kit in this picture, but I do tend to travel with them. So off to the left, I have 2 bags that I'd got from Harbor Freight. They are probably no more than about 10 bucks a pop, and I keep some good cleaning rags in there as well. And then I've got the composition book with pins and screwdriver, have a hex tool, and knives, flashlights, batteries. I even have some PPE, some glasses, safety glasses, and gloves. And the gloves and the towels are really good if you ever have to use fix-a-flat, because that can be messy. More Tundras, tire pressure gauges, duct tape, paper towels for cleaning up, toilet paper because of COVID, so think about it. Anyway, and the triangles to indicate where you are. Hopefully, if you're on a hill or bad position, curve, then you can warn people where you're at. The front shock towers can hold water. A friend of mine, Michael Barbie, who's got a C8 Corvette, the reason this is important is because you can have corroding in the upper mount bolts for the coilovers. They could rust and fuse to the studs. Now GM has fixed this, and the vendor has added weep holes, so in newer C8 Corvettes you will not have this problem. And you can see that panel right there. Take that off. Do the same on this side. Take that strip off. Then you can take off this whole top panel right here, and you can do all of this by hand. Here's a picture of the top molding that you take off, and be sure to check these little places where the arrows are pointing. Make sure you don't lose any of those little clips. Now you can see the shock towers underneath that molding on the left and right. Here's what a shock tower cover could look like for you if this is an idea that you want to take advantage of. On eBay, you can buy these covers for 55 bucks, and there's the item number down at the bottom if you like that idea. Or you can drill small diameter holes in the shock towers. Just make sure you do the same diameter and corresponding locations as to what they did for the rears. Last up is the trunk temperature. It does get warm. So I drove about 200 miles. It was 82 degrees. And yes, the trunk temperature was about 93 degrees, so be aware of this. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe down below. Thank you very much. And I thank all of y'all who have subscribed. Y'all are great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, y'all, please relax, take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.